Discover the most shocking historical facts you never knew. Think you know history? Watch these unbelievable facts that will blow your mind. Travel back in time with me, not to the shining castles and noble knights you see in movies, but to a darker, stranger world hidden beneath the surface of the Middle Ages. A world where toilets could kill you, books were chained like prisoners, and entire towns danced themselves to exhaustion. Let's begin with something you use every single day, the bathroom. Did you know medieval toilets could be deadly? In castles across Europe, including places like the Tower of London, toilets were often just stone seats built over vertical shafts that dropped waste directly into moats or pits below. These were called garderobes. Sounds simple, right? But here's the dark twist. The waste piled up. It produced toxic gases, and in some cases people actually suffocated while cleaning these pits. Even worse, enemies could sneak in through the sewage shafts. There are recorded incidents of attackers climbing through toilet tunnels to infiltrate castles. Imagine defending your kingdom, only to be invaded through the bathroom. History was dirtier and deadlier than you thought. Now picture this. It's 1518 in the city of Strasbourg. A woman walks into the street and starts dancing. She doesn't stop. Hours pass, then days. Soon dozens of others join her. They dance uncontrollably for weeks. Some collapse. Some reportedly die from exhaustion. This bizarre event became known as the dancing plague of 1518. Doctors at the time believed the cure was more dancing. They even built a stage and hired musicians, thinking the victims would dance the sickness out. Instead, the madness spread. To this day, historians debate whether it was mass hysteria, stress-induced psychosis, or something even stranger. Imagine waking up and being unable to stop dancing until your body gives out. That wasn't folklore. That was recorded history. Now let's talk about books. Today, knowledge is everywhere, but in the Middle Ages, books were priceless, literally. In places like the Hereford Cathedral, books were so valuable they were chained to shelves. Not metaphorically, physically chained. Why? Because a single handwritten manuscript could take years to produce. Monks would copy texts by hand, letter by letter, inside monasteries. Stealing one wasn't just theft, it was like stealing a fortune. Some libraries still preserve these chained books as a reminder of a time when knowledge was so rare it had to be locked down. Think about that. We scroll past more words in a minute than most medieval people would see in a lifetime. Now here's something even darker. During the Black Death, which devastated Europe in the 14th century, people didn't understand germs. Many believed the plague was caused by bad smells or even divine punishment. In cities like Florence, mass graves were dug as bodies piled up faster than they could be buried. But here is the strange part. Some doctors wore what looked like bird masks, long beaks stuffed with herbs and flowers. They believed the pleasant smells would protect them from disease. These plague doctor masks have become iconic symbols of the era, but at the time they represented fear. Pure, desperate fear in the face of something no one understood. And yet, out of this horror came change. The massive population loss reshaped Europe's economy, weakened feudal systems, and eventually helped spark movements that would lead to the Renaissance. Out of darkness, transformation. But wait until you hear this next one. In medieval Europe, animals could be put on trial. Yes, actual court trials. There are documented cases of pigs being arrested, dressed in human clothes, and executed for crimes like attacking children. Courts appointed lawyers to defend them. Witnesses were called. Verdicts were delivered. To them, this wasn't absurd. It was justice. It reflected a worldview where animals were part of the moral and legal community. Strange, absolutely. But it shows how differently people once understood responsibility and order. Now let's travel even further back. In ancient Rome, at the Colosseum, gladiator battles weren't the only spectacles. Exotic animals from across Africa and Asia were brought in for massive hunts called venationes. Lions, elephants, even hippos were slaughtered for entertainment. Entire ecosystems were affected because of Rome's hunger for spectacle. History's hidden secrets aren't just bizarre, they're brutal. And here's one that might truly shock you. In some medieval medical practices, doctors used human skull powder as medicine. It was believed to cure headaches and epilepsy. This practice continued in parts of Europe for centuries. Imagine grinding up bone and calling it treatment. Medicine, law, hygiene, everything we take for granted today was once wrapped in superstition, fear, and mystery. But here's the peak, the revelation that changes how you see it all. The Middle Ages weren't just dark because of ignorance. They were dark because people were trying to survive in a world they didn't yet understand. Every strange ritual, every chained book, every plague mask was an attempt to make sense of chaos. Imagine living in a time when a simple cut could kill you, when dancing in the street might be a death sentence, when your toilet could be an entry point for assassins. History isn't just dates and kings, it's fear, it's desperation, it's strange solutions to terrifying problems. And the truth is, 1,000 years from now, people might look back at us and think our world was just as strange. Which fact blew your mind? The deadly toilets, the dancing plague, the chained books? Drop your favorites below and follow for more history secrets. Because the past isn't just history, it's a mystery waiting to be uncovered.